Welcome to PrimeTime's tutorial of adding a default profile in PrimeNet. We go up to the Employee button, go down and select Default Profiles. Now, a default profile, you can have one or many or none at all, but a default profile helps to assist you when you're adding new employees by selecting defaults that different types of employees have for where they work. I have two in here right now. I've got production and I've got CNA. If I edit this, I can fill out some of the defaults here. And when I add an employee and I choose the particular default, it will fill these items out on the page for me so that I don't have to go individually one by one and try to figure out what each class of employee gets in their details. To add a new profile, we would click up here, Add New Default Profile. We're going to give it a name. We're going to choose a particular time zone that these employees will be in. We're going to select what overtime policy they would have. We're going to create a holiday plan for them. Their rounding rule. If the employees get a comp plan, we would assign that to them here. A rate matrix. Rate matrices are good if you've got an employee that works multiple departments at different rates of pay for each department. A PTO plan, if this person qualifies for paid time off, such as PTO, personal, vacation, sick, and things like that. We're going to want to make them active. If they have a lunch deducted, we'll set that in there. We can give them a schedule. We can set them up for an e-time clock profile. You notice here is the standard that when they go to the link, it's going to allow them to clock in or out using the e-time clock. I've got timesheets where they could do timesheet entry. This is great for people that are on different projects throughout the day that you want them to record how much time was in each project at the end of the day or at the end of the week. And then I've got read only if you just want your employees to go and look at their time card or their PTO banks or something like that. If they're going to be someone that just simply clocks in on a physical time clock, we would not select anything for them. You'll select which pay period it is that they get. For many people, that'll just be the same. Who their main supervisor might be, you could leave this blank and just add it in when you go and add in your employees. Level hierarchy plan. If they are using the e-time clock and you want to limit which departments they can see when they're transferring, you can create a level hierarchy and apply it here. And when the employee goes to the e-time clock and they have to transfer departments, from their drop-down will only be the departments that you've defined for them in their level hierarchy plan. This is going to be an hourly employee, so I'm going to leave this blank. We'll put their position as warehouse, but you see there's lots of different positions that could apply to a factory employee. You could make multiple profiles and do factory warehouse, factory janitorial, and that way when you add an employee you can click from the drop-down list and choose exactly what it is. Otherwise you could leave these blank and fill them in when you're adding the employee. When all this is set in to the way you need it to be, you would simply click Save. This saves to the database and we can see our default profile here. That's all there is to creating a default profile. When applying that default profile, that would be under Employee and Employee Details, adding a new company member, and we see at the top is our drop down for the default profile. We can see over here that pretty much everything is blank. We're set to none. When we select the default profile, it populates all of these with what that employee needs to have, and we only have to put in their name, their badge ID, employee ID, hire date, and other pertinent information that we would require to be in the employee details page. That's all there is to adding the default profiles.